some of this?
Capcom has been in a little bit of trouble lately. Although their franchises like Resident Evil, Street Fighter, and Dead Rising are all still selling well, they've also had some games that just didn't attract the attention the company expected, like Dark Void and Bionic Commando. There's one game, however, that Capcom has released a sequel for and is getting ready to release another in the future. This series mixes an awesome setting with great combat to create a title fans of both science fiction and action will enjoy. This is Lost Planet Extreme Condition for the 360. Lost Planet's plot revolves around how humans were forced to flee Earth and find a new planet to explore. After discovering a snowy sphere of ice that they hope to call home, they learn that there's a local presence in the form of creatures called the Acrid. At first they decide to flee, but realize that thermal energy on the planet is far too important to pass up. Your character watches as his father gets killed by a gigantic variety of these beasts, before being knocked unconscious and frozen. After being rescued and thawed, you set out to take the fight to these creatures. I love the idea of mankind being stranded on an unfamiliar planet, especially one with creatures capable of overpowering humans. The gameplay is part third-person shooter, part kind of platformer. Most of your time will be spent in combat, where you wield weapons like machine guns, rocket launchers, shotguns, rifles, and even Gatling guns to take down enemies, while also collecting energy to add to your reserve. Gunplay is excellent, and the game uses the right and left bumpers of the 360's controller to allow you to do a really quick turn, and this really comes in handy when facing quicker enemies. Weapons have some serious power behind them for taking down the Acrid. You also get access to a robotic suit, which gives you a big boost to your power and jumping ability. The other part of the gameplay is platforming of sorts. You have access to a grappling hook-like device to reach ledges and pull yourself up, which can be really important when traversing levels. It's a lot of fun figuring out the best way to get up buildings or cliffs, and the game usually gives you a few different ways to do this. The aiming for this device can be a bit of a pain, but you'll get used to it after a little bit of time. Boss fights are also epic, and the game usually gives you a weak point, kind of like a Zelda boss fight, to attack. Lost Planet is an early 360 title, but it doesn't look all that bad. Faces are a little rough, but hair on characters as well as environments and enemies look really solid. Explosions and smoke effects are also really good. Lost Planet is a fantastic title, and it's one that made Capcom really get out of their comfort zone to develop something that feels much more like a Western game than most of Capcom's releases. This is a must-play for fans of action, science fiction, or lots of snow.